The following program is sponsored by PokerStars.net. Previously on the big game, loose cannon Andre Capella had no luck.
Gonna suck out on me again.
Andre couldn't catch cards, and Phil told the table he was coming hard.
Raise it up, boys.
Then backed it up.
55. Speed limit, baby.
Really? You want to raise the max?
Yeah.
How come you do that?
I want to charge him.
He's the table's big winner so far. Will Phil's hot run continue tonight?
You know, if you were the big winner in this game, that's going to make headline.
Oh, my
Phil
God.
Hellmuth beats online punks.
Find out next.
This is the PokerStars.net Big Game.
Welcome once again to the big game from Las Vegas, Nevada. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. And tonight, some of the best players in the world have gathered in our state-of-the-art poker room with more than $750,000 on the table.
Kid Poker, Daniel Negreanu, he's been up, he's been down, and at the moment, he's in the black 700.
Eugene Kachalov, born in the Ukraine, raised in Brooklyn, New York. He is up over $50,000.
Prahlad Friedman is a vegan, and he's seeing a little extra green so far. He's up 5,800.
The youngest gun at the table is Donnie Stern. He's been having a tough run so far this week, out nearly $58,000.
Staked 100 grand to play. Our loose cannon is 76-year-old Andre Capella, former race car driver and gold miner. He's going to need more than a pickaxe to dig his way out of this hole, down 56K.
And the empty spot belongs to cash game specialist, at least this week, Phil Hellmuth. He's with Amanda Leatherman.
Phil Hellmuth, you are not a young gun anymore, but you're playing with a few of them. Think you can keep up?
Life is good. I mean, look, the young guns, I have a lot of respect for them, but there's some tricks that I've been using for like 20-some years that they really haven't seen in the real world.
Well, I hope we hear some more banter between you guys today. I want it to be fun. Come on.
You know
Pick
it's
it
going to
up.
be fun, but I mean, I like the banner to kind of like, the banner, just like Chip, should just fall in natural sequence. And when I'm playing in these things, sometimes I'm quiet for a show, but rarely. But Daniel and I will always have a little something. I mean, he's throwing punches at me, and I'm ducking and throwing punches back, and it's good.
All right, we'll get out there and get him, all right?
All right.
Once again, here are your rules. Each loose cannon's been staked 100 grand to play and keeps all winnings above the initial 100,000. The loose cannon who's won the most money at season's end earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth $50,000.
Andre's chasing the benchmark set by loose cannon Nadia Magnus, who is our current leader for that NAPT passport. She walked away from the big game up over $63,000.
Andre has quite the big hill to climb as he stares down some of the world's best.
Gotta wonder what's going through his head right now.
We pick up the night, starting with hand 62 out of 150. Donnie Stern, pocket fives, a raise to 1,500. Eugene Kachalov folds. Jack 4 for Daniel. He's out. Big slick for the big man, raised to 5,500.
Phil's continuing to display his more aggressive pre-flop style we've seen this week.
Andre looking at 10-3 suited and calling.
Another four of them.
I think the wheels may have finally come off Andre's race car.
Donnie calls with his pocket pair.
We can honestly say this is the first loose cannon who's playing like it's not his money.
First flop of the night. Queen, queen, 8, 2 spades. Hellmuth checks. Andre checks.
Everybody's missed, which means Donnie's pair of fives is best. He's looking at a continuation bet, even though this is going to be the best hand a decent percentage of the time.
Donnie makes it 8,500.
So far this week, Phil's had a hard time laying down ace high on the flop, especially to Donnie.
How deep are you?
A little less than 100 to start the hand.
Donnie's into the big game for over 150K, so he's still down over 50.
Phil calls. Andre folds.
Donnie actually doesn't look very strong, which is surprising because his hand isn't strong enough for him to be trying to look weak on purpose.
6 of spades on the turn, giving Hellmuth the nut flush draw, and he checks.
At this point, both players probably will want to just have a cheap showdown.
There's the check by Donnie. The river, the 7 of diamonds.
Phil still only got ace high.
Hellmuth checks.
Looks like Donnie's struggling with thoughts of value betting his 5s. He has to wonder what worse hands will call him.
Stern checks.
Ace king.
And Stern wins a pot of more than 34 grand.
Pretty good check there.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Son of a... This is my favorite part.
He had a lot of outs there. Same.
I think you could have bluffed him, too. I think
course
Daniel's
I
going
could
to
have
fold.
bluffed
If
him,
you bet
but-
the river, you're going to fold, right, Donnie?
He called the river.
If you bet $2,200.
I would have raised.
He could have bet $2,200, I think.
Yeah.
You guys are never smart enough to raise the right amount.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Man.
That's just Phil's way of saying, nice hand, sir.
Well, here are the rules of the big game. The first rule is all swearing will be beat. Also, each table lasts exactly 150 hands. The action pre-flop is pot limit, then no limit after the flop. Blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. Every player begins with at least 100 grand but can reload for up to $500,000.
Meanwhile, Phil Hellmuth has just had to put $5 in the swear jar.
You guys want to do a round of straddles?
I'm in.
Round of straddles, Phil? You okay with that? All right. We're going to do a round of straddles. So when you're big blind, just put a straddle in. Good to go. It's good for you because it creates, you know, bigger pots so you can just ship, Andre. Andre 3000, ship.
Daniel just compared our loose cannon to a member of the hip-hop group Outkast.
Phil is raised to 3,000. Andre 3,000 folded.
Andre needs to shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to get that in.
Take that money.
Dang, I really would prefer a little action. But I'll take it. A win's good too, right?
I don't
I
defend.
didn't really want to get re-raised.
I
but
had
didn't
king,
mind
queen, and
calls.
diamonds, but when you raise in that spot, I know that
Daniel would sooner eat a veal parmesan while driving a Hummer than he would fold king queen to Phil Hellmuth in that spot.
Appetizing thought. Phil Hellmuth straddles his hand, so the action begins on the cannon. Andre ace 4 folds. Donnie Stern.
Wow,
He's
I can't
out.
believe that.
Prahlad on the button. Big slick.
Prahlad's on the button, but ace-king looks pretty good from any position.
I saw you fold queens one time and laughed while I saw it. It was the funniest thing ever. Guy just made a standard raise, and you just folded the queens.
Raising to 3,600. Pocket nines for Eugene Kachaloff.
When you're stacked this deep in a cash game, it's pretty rare to fold a pair to a single raise pre-flop, so Eugene is either thinking about calling or re-raising.
There's the
There we
re-raise.
go, a little straddle action. Never hurt nobody.
So now action folds around back to the original raiser.
Eugene's got to be sweating the 4-bet just a little bit. Looks like Prahlad is seriously considering it.
He just calls.
By not 4-betting, Prahlad is basically giving Eugene credit for having a hand most of the time in this spot.
Deuce 7-10, all hearts.
Neither player has a heart, but that doesn't mean they won't affect the play of this hand. Eugene's out in front. It's not such a bad flop for him.
Kachaloff fires 12,000.
Prahlad's got no pair and no heart.
And now no more hand left.
I meant to say Prahlad had no heart draw. As far as I can tell, Prahlad has the heart of a lion. A vegan lion.
While Kachaloff is now the king of the jungle, he's up nearly 63 grand. If you want to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, simply log on to PokerStars.net. They're free qualifying tournaments every day. Don't go anywhere. We are just getting started. Welcome back. One of the young guns we've been watching this week learned all about the small blind when he was a small fry. Dad played poker. His wife does too. It's a family affair for Prahlad Friedman.
I'm Prahlad Friedman, and I'm from Malibu, Cali. The Boo. Prahlad, Prahlad, and it's a Sanskrit name from East India. It means one who brings joy, so I try. Basically, I got that name because, you know, I kind of joke about it. I'm like, I had hippie parents. If I don't want to get into the whole thing, I'm just like, I had hippie parents, you know. I grew up kind of meditating. I've been a vegetarian my whole life, a vegan for probably the last 10 years. That's just how I was raised. So that's why it's kind of weird to think that now I'm a professional gambler when I go from, you know, meditating and just the whole liberal upbringing to now being a professional gambler. It doesn't really fit, but that's where I ended up. Poker started when my father won $11,000 for a tournament, a lowball tournament at the Oaks. And I was like, wow.